What's going on, guys? Welcome back to another War Thunder video. Today I've got a couple of gameplays for you featuring the T-55AM-1. This is the Soviet Tier 6 Premium at battle rating 8.7. To me, the value in this tank is not in its ability to grind RP so much as it is the ability to grind Silver Lions. If you have a good amount of your Soviet tech tree unlocked, you have some of those 8.0, 8.3 tanks, you can do pretty well. Throw a talisman on there when they're half price at the end of the year, and you're set. So really, the thing I like about this tank most is the fact that it's got that premium Silver Lion earning capability. So here we are on Sinai. This is small Sinai. My decision is to go in between B and C, as opposed to join the lemming train at A. And the reason is, if I get to this ridgeline, I can defend that back road. There's almost always a tank that races this back road here, and if I can defend that, I can keep people from getting around to behind C, which those guys can then shoot down towards our spawn. So it's valuable to deny them that access to behind those rocks. But also, if I push up this ridgeline, I can also get a good vantage point over most of the map. I'm actually kind of surprised that no one's coming just yet. But here I see somebody coming. The Leopard A1A1. Boom. Headshot. And I'm using APHE because, in my opinion, this is the best shell for this tank. You notice on the bottom I had taken 20 of the APHE, 10 of the fin-stabilized APFSDS shells, and 3 ATGMs. That's a pretty solid lineup of shells. The reason I'm taking ATGMs is you never know when you're going to encounter helicopters, and ATGMs are very easy to control. They're easy to guide into a helicopter, take them down. I do take APFSDS because occasionally you will run into a tank that is more difficult to penetrate. However, I tend to stick with the APHE shells as my primary round, and that's because the majority of tanks that I have found to be encountered are Leopard A1A1s, as well as Leopard 1s and Centauros, and relatively easy to pen tanks, you know. Another Leopard A1A1 clear across the map. And this is one of the reasons I'm now using this area of the map a little bit more often than I usually would. In the past, 100% of the time I would just go to A, like usual, along with everyone else. But I'm finding that this area of the map, it has the potential for some good vantage points. You can almost see right into their spawn if you proceed a little bit further ahead through these tents. So the potential is there, but you have to keep in mind that you can't push too far forward because they can very easily see you, and you don't have very good gun depression. As usual, Soviet tanks are pretty weak in terms of their ability to depress their gun frontwards. As far as the armor on the T-55AM, I would recommend playing it in a manner that does not use the armor. The armor is not very effective. The composite armor that is on the turret and on the hull, which you can see there. The turret armor works sometimes against something like a Leopard 1. Heat FS does not do particularly well on the outside of the turret because of that composite armor. Near the gun, it goes right through, though. Then with APFSDS becoming very popular at this battle rating, all the vehicles that you encounter, like the Type 74, the Leopard A1A1, the M60 Rise, all of those vehicles that have APFSDS shells punch through your armor pretty much anywhere. Doesn't matter if it's hull or the turret. So my recommendation is to play very safely. Do not use your armor. Instead, rely on your map knowledge and your ability to identify the threats on the battlefield. You are, after all, the most important crew member. You are the tank commander, the gunner, and the driver. You are a very important role. I'm actually surprised this little Zis-30 managed to pop that Leopard. But good on him. Takes care of that. So we'll focus here on the middle of the cap. Should be the middle of the map. We did lose a guy on the back road, unfortunately. Came a little bit low on this Leopard. He doesn't see me. He instead focuses on the guy that's on the cap. That's fine. I'm able to eliminate him again with APHE. Yep, I got you, buddy. You got it. But there's another one coming. We got reinforcements headed this way. Ping the map, let everyone know that we've got people coming. There's a Panther 2. They don't have quite the gun depression, but we got a teammate with a BMP2. ATGM's him. Got another one. I can't even really see what he is, but you can obviously see the antennas sticking up above the dunes. And just fall back a little bit. There's no need to be too overly aggressive, because remember, they can see you quite easily. I'm susceptible from the right, because there is a hill over here that people can snipe from, and if I push too far to the left of this big rock here in front of me, then I'm susceptible to an easy shot. There we saw another tank, so we're going to turn around and try to engage him before he can engage any of our teammates. It's an M48, German. Take out his turret. Most importantly, the cannon breech. He pops smoke. Take another shot with APHE. You see the long reload. You get his cannon barrel. But that's when I switched to the APF SDS shell. That allows me to just bully my way right through his hull. There's no muss, no fuss. Just kill him. That's one of the nice things about having that sort of shell as an option. It's really good. And as far as the cost, it's only 460 Silver Lions currently. So using APF SDS isn't that expensive. Now you notice I shot that shell off because I saw on the minimap that a heavy tank had been spotted just in front of us. And I thought, well, I might as well switch to the APF SDS to take him out. It turned out to be a mouse, but the teammate took him out, so it ended up being unnecessary for me to switch to APF SDS in the end. So we went back to APHE, and this is usually the part of the battle where I get overly aggressive and do something stupid. So we've got map control easily. They're fighting over Alpha. We're going to get it pretty soon. I'm just scanning the back. There's something here, I can't even tell what it is. It's all bushed up. That's another Leopard. Lots and lots of Leopards. And this is pretty typical for this tier. You do see some Leopard ones occasionally, but mostly what you're going to encounter are the A1A1s. Scanning the horizon, trying to look for anything moving. One of the problems that I have with this map is that there's so many little bushes, and you can't tell what's a bush and what's a tank sometimes until you go into binoculars. And as I'm scanning the horizon, I'm looking at the background when this RU pops up right in front of me. I didn't see him till the very last second, and he gets me with, of all things, Hesh. Like I said, that composite armor, it's not all that effective, so stay observant. That's the best thing you can do, is be observant. In our second game, we find ourselves on Kursk, and we are going to use the same tactic that I highlighted in the T-64 Bravo video just a couple of days ago, and that is we're going to rush B. This is a little bit smaller game. I don't have a ton of allies here, but we're going to make that push towards Bravo. As always, use your binoculars, take a look at your surroundings, make sure that you aren't going to get shot in the side. Now in this battle, I didn't take as many APHE shells as I did in the Sinai video. This is actually something that this is a mistake that I made in this particular match. I recorded this one before the Sinai video, or the Sinai match. So I actually ended up running out of APHE shells, so I ended up taking 20 after this battle. That's actually a pretty good move, I think. I think 20 is a good number. The OF-40 was a pretty easy kill, as he didn't see me. He got marked, unfortunately for him, by the ATGM. Just pushing up, trying to find out where these people are. Odds are he wasn't alone. I don't believe at the time I looked at the scoreboard to see, how many people got their cap. But there's almost always 2 or 3 vehicles on this cap. There's very rarely just one. So as we reach the cap circle, I notice that we're not capping. That means someone's here. Just a question, where are they? Are they to my right? Are they directly in front of me? Are they on the opposite side of that little building? Not sure if that's an old church or just what it is. But people are just being very patient. No one's in a rush to be aggressive. They're listening more than anything. About a minute and a half would go by and I would finally move up because I got tired of sitting, just waiting. My first shot does a little bit of damage to the Centauro. I back off just in case someone decides to charge out after me to defend him, but no one does. Instead, I do see a couple of machine guns being fired directly in front of me. I'm not 100% sure where exactly they are, so I'm really reluctant to push too far forward until I get some help up here. See, there's my green ally here is pushing around behind the building to my left. That will allow us to push or clear through this area, kind of do a sweep. And I finally noticed this tank here sitting, kind of out in the open, just a little bit exposed. It took me a little bit to notice him, Type 74G. Honestly, the thing that I noticed was the shine from the sun off the side of his tank. In a match I had recently, I actually got accused of cheating because I shot a guy through a thicket of trees because I was able to see the shine of his tank. The sunlight is a really powerful thing in this game. If it reflects off your tank, you can become visible from quite a distance. Sometimes bushes are very useful for deflecting some of that sunlight. Put a bush on a flat part of your hull, and you can deflect that sunlight, and that can really save you sometimes. So with the Bravo cap in our grasp, I decided to push forward, and we got a tank out in the open. He's just out of their spawn. Use our rangefinder, a little over 1200. I thought I aimed it just about right, but it's just a little bit long. Second shot though, perfect. Ammo detonation. The Jagdpanzer is it's a good little vehicle, but not when you're out in the open like that. What have you got, buddy? You got something in front of us? It does make sense after all the enemy spawn is just on the other side of this ridge, and they're going to be sending reinforcements at some point. There you go. We got looks like a AAA maybe, and another Type 74. Well, that's that. Just overmatch the side armor on the Type 74. He doesn't want to play anymore. He saw his buddy explode right in front of him. And another vehicle, another AAA. I don't think that hitting that radar dish really does anything. So we hold our shot and push forward towards the other spawn. That rangefinder is really nice on this thing. Are you kidding me? It's a Leopard 1. Hold still. Let me kill you. I said hold still. Damn it. Now I'm all out of APHE. You can see why I switched after this game to get some more ammo. Now I'm having to dip APFSDS, and that's a difficult shot to hit. Especially when he insists on continuously moving. The T-55 does move pretty well across the field like this. I obviously edited most of that out because I didn't want you to sit through all that. But the mobility is pretty good on it. I would say the three things that I dislike with the T-55AM-1 is that it has a relatively slow turret traverse. It has a mediocre reload at 9.1 seconds. And then we've got the add-on armor, the composite armor that's on the hull and the turret. If War Thunder were to give me the option to remove the armor and increase the turret traverse, because obviously more weight on the turret would make it slower to rotate, and would reduce weight on the hull, so maybe we can also increase the mobility of the tank. If you were to do that, I would absolutely take up that option to reduce weight, increase mobility, and increase the rotation speed of the turret. I would absolutely do that and get rid of the add-on armor, because it just very, very rarely does anything for me. But those three things aside, the T-55AM is it's a really solid tank. And like I said, I think its value, for me at least, is more in its ability to grind silver lions than it is in the ability to grind RP. However, if you don't have much of the Soviet tech to be researched, you may find that valuable as well. Anyway guys, I hope you enjoyed today's video. If you did, click that thumbs up button, and of course if you're new to the channel, please subscribe. Take care guys.